Hi, my name is Emily Carter, and until a few months ago, I honestly believed I had a perfect marriage. Or at least, I tried to convince myself I did. My husband, Daniel, was charming, successful, and the kind of man everyone admired. My parents praised him. My friends envied me. And for years, I thought I was lucky. But that night, the night everything cracked open, I finally saw the truth. It happened during my parents' anniversary dinner. We were hosting it at our house, a tradition Daniel insisted on because he wanted to show them how well we were doing. He always cared about appearances, about being the perfect son-in-law, the perfect businessman, the perfect man. But behind closed doors, he was a storm I had learned to tiptoe through. The dinner started off beautifully. My mom complimented the decor. My dad talked proudly about Daniel's career. My sister chatted about her new job. Everyone was smiling. Everyone. Except Daniel. He'd been cold all evening, barely speaking to me, avoiding eye contact, tapping his fingers on the table like my presence irritated him. I assumed he was stressed from work. I was wrong. Halfway through dinner, I stood up to bring out dessert. That's when it happened. Daniel leaned back in his chair, sighed loudly, and said, "You know, Emily can't even boil water without burning it. Let's hope she didn't ruin the cake." Everyone laughed, awkwardly, politely, because they thought he was joking. He wasn't. I felt my cheeks heat up, but I forced a smile. I'd learned long ago that disagreeing with Daniel in front of others only made things worse. When I brought out the cake, he smirked and said, "Careful now. Don't drop it like last time." Then the glass slipped. I swear I didn't do it on purpose. My fingers just loosened. The glass exploded across the floor like fireworks, and everyone gasped. Except Daniel. He laughed. Actually laughed. "See, what did I tell you?" he said, waving his hand dismissively. "Emily is always so clumsy. I'm surprised she survived this long without burning the house down." My mom tried to defend me. "Oh, Daniel, she's just nervous." "Nervous?" He cut her off. "This is normal for her." I froze. He kept going. In front of my family, he kept going. "You know what she did last week?" he said. "She shrank my favorite shirt." My favorite. Sometimes I think she messes up on purpose. Maybe she likes being useless. Useless. The word slammed into my chest like a punch. My dad's face turned serious. My mom looked heartbroken. My sister shot me an apologetic glance. And all I could do was stand there, shattered like the glass at my feet, pretending I wasn't drowning inside. I excused myself and went to the kitchen, holding back tears. I leaned against the counter, gripping its edge so hard my knuckles whitened. Why was he doing this? Why today? Why in front of the people I loved most? I took a deep breath, grabbed a towel, and went back to clean the mess. But when I knelt on the floor to pick up the shards, Daniel snapped. "Oh, for God's sake, let me do it before you cut yourself." Again. Again. He was painting me as some helpless infant, and everyone was watching. My dad finally spoke, a deep disappointment in his voice. "Daniel, that's enough." But Daniel only shrugged. "I'm just telling the truth. Someone has to." That was it. I didn't say a word for the rest of the night. I didn't trust my voice not to break. My parents left early, my mom hugging me tighter than usual, whispering, "Are you okay, sweetheart?" I lied. I said I was fine. After they left, I turned to Daniel, expecting maybe an apology, or at least an explanation. I should have known better. Instead, he poured himself a drink, loosened his tie, and said, "You embarrassed me tonight." I stared at him. "I embarrassed you?" "Yes," he snapped, crying in the kitchen like a child, dropping things, making everyone uncomfortable. "You always do this, Emily." I'm tired of it. Something inside me cracked that night. Not loudly like the glass, but quietly, almost silently, like a rope that had been frayed for years finally snapping. I didn't argue. I didn't scream. I simply walked to our bedroom, locked the door, and sat on the bed, shaking. I felt small, invisible, humiliated, but also something new, something sharp, something rising from the ashes of what used to be my self-respect. I felt angry. For the first time in a long time, I felt angry at him, not at myself. I kept replaying his words, his smirk, his laughter as my heart broke in front of my family. It burned inside me like wildfire. And that's when I noticed something on his nightstand. His phone. Buzzing. Again and again. Normally, he never left it unattended. Daniel guarded his phone like a state secret. But tonight, he was too busy gloating over my humiliation to care. Another message flashed on the screen, then another. And my blood ran cold, because the name lighting up the screen was a woman's name. A woman I knew. A woman who definitely shouldn't be texting my husband at 11:47 p.m. with heart emojis. My pulse roared in my ears as another message appeared. This one even worse. And at that moment, everything inside me went still. My humiliation, my anger, my heartbreak, all twisted into something else. Determination. Because the message I saw on his screen didn't just expose a secret. It handed me the weapon I needed. The weapon to turn the tables. And I was going to use it. But first, I needed proof. And tonight was the perfect night to get it. I picked up his buzzing phone with trembling hands. And what I saw next changed everything. And that's exactly when Daniel walked into the room and caught me holding his phone. Daniel stood in the doorway, his silhouette sharp against the hallway light, his eyes darkening the moment he saw what was in my hand. His phone. My fingers tightened around it instinctively. For a moment, neither of us spoke. The air between us felt like it might snap. Then, slowly, Daniel stepped forward, his jaw flexing. "What do you think you're doing, Emily?" His voice was low, controlled. The kind of voice he used when he was calculating his next move. I swallowed hard, but forced myself to look straight at him. "Your phone was buzzing." Don't lie to me." He closed the distance with 2 long strides, snatching the phone from my hand so aggressively I stumbled back. I steadied myself against the nightstand. He checked the screen quickly, his eyes scanning the notifications. Then he turned the screen off and shoved the phone into his pocket. "You had no right to touch that. You left it here," I said quietly. "And that gives you the right to snoop?" He snapped. "God, Emily, can't you go one day without embarrassing yourself?" There it was again. That word. Embarrassing. Humiliating. Useless. But this time, it didn't land the way he intended. It didn't crush me. It fueled me. Because I knew what I saw. Her name. The messages. The heart emojis. Something was going on. And I wasn't going to let him gaslight me out of the truth. "Who's Lily?" I asked carefully. He froze. His eyes didn't widen. His mouth didn't drop open. No, he froze like a man calculating a lie. "Who?" he asked too casually. "Don't insult my intelligence, Daniel. I saw her messages." He laughed, a cold, mocking sound. "Oh, for God's sake. Lily is a coworker." At midnight, sending heart emojis? He stopped laughing. His expression sharpened. "You're unbelievable." "And you're cheating," I whispered. He stepped toward me, towering over. Daniel had a habit, a predictable one. Every night before bed, he backed up his phone to his laptop, automatically, without thinking. He had created the routine years ago when he lost some work contacts during a software update. His laptop. Locked. Yes. Password protected. Yes. But I knew the password, because I was the one who set it up. I turned toward his office across the hallway. My heartbeat quickened with a mixture of fear and adrenaline. I walked out quietly, The house eerily silent except for the hum of the refrigerator downstairs. The door to his office was half open, and I slipped inside, closing it softly behind me. His laptop sat on the desk, charging. I approached it slowly, like it was a bomb I was afraid to trigger. My hand shook as I opened the lid. The login screen appeared. I typed the password. The computer unlocked instantly. I exhaled shakily. I clicked the backup folder, the one that synced his messages, photos, and call logs. A file popped up, then another, then hundreds. My chest tightened. This was it. The truth was in here, somewhere. I clicked the messages folder. Conversations appeared. Dozens. I scrolled until I saw it. Lily H. I clicked, and the world tilted. The messages spilled onto the screen. Flirtatious comments, late-night chats, jokes, compliments, private nicknames. And then, pictures. Not explicit, but intimate enough. A selfie of her in his shirt. A photo of them at a coffee shop. One I'd never been told about. A video of them at a rooftop bar. He wasn't just cheating. He was dating her. My stomach twisted. My vision blurred. But then, another message thread caught my attention. One I didn't expect. A name I recognized. And when I clicked it, what I saw made my blood freeze in my veins. It wasn't just cheating. It was something far worse. Something bigger. Something deeper. Something dangerous. And suddenly, I realized I wasn't just dealing with infidelity. I was dealing with a husband who had secrets. Secrets that could destroy more than just our marriage. As I stared at the screen, the door behind me creaked. I turned slowly. Daniel was standing there. His expression? Not confused. Not angry. Something else. Something darker. Emily, he said quietly. Step away from the computer. Betrayal revealed. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't lunge toward me. He didn't even blink. He just stood there in the doorway, his voice calm. Too calm. Emily, he repeated softly, step away from the computer. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to run, but my legs refused to move. Fear pinned me in place as his footsteps echoed through the room, each one measured, deliberate. He closed the office door behind him with a soft click. Then he locked it. My stomach dropped. What are you doing? My voice shook, but I tried to hide it. You shouldn't be in here, he said, walking toward me. You've crossed a line. I backed away from the desk, my hands trembling. Daniel, I saw everything. I know about Lily, and I know about... Stop talking. His tone cut through the air like a blade. He stopped right in front of me, his eyes cold, unrecognizable. You don't know anything. I know enough. I gestured toward the screen. You're cheating on me. You've been lying for months. And whoever this person is, I pointed at the second message thread. You've been hiding something else. Something you never wanted me to know. His jaw tightened. For the first time tonight, he looked scared. Not angry. Not defensive. Scared. Emily, he whispered. You need to forget what you saw. Forget? I laughed weakly. You humiliated me in front of my family tonight, and now you're telling me to forget. You don't understand the consequences. Then explain. I yelled. For once in your life, just tell me the truth. He looked at the laptop, then at me, then grabbed the lid and slammed it shut. I flinched. You shouldn't have opened it, he said quietly. Well, maybe. I snapped. You shouldn't have hidden an entire double life. We stood inches apart, breathing hard, eyes locked. Two strangers with a marriage between us that was already dead. He ran a hand through his hair and stepped back. This isn't just about Lily. Clearly. He hesitated, longer than he ever had before. Emily, there are things going on at work, things you shouldn't be involved in. What kind of things? He didn't answer. He didn't have to, because the second message thread was still burned into my memory. The sender wasn't a woman. It wasn't a friend. It wasn't a coworker. It was his boss, the CEO of their company. A powerful, ruthless man Daniel always said he admired. Except the messages weren't about work. They were about deals done under the table. Money moved illegally. Whistleblowers handled. Payments disguised as bonuses. A project that must not leak. A meeting Daniel had attended last week that he claimed was an industry dinner, but was actually something far darker. And Daniel was involved. Deeply involved. "What have you done?" I whispered. He froze again. Then he tried to reach for me, but I stepped back. "Don't touch me. Emily, listen to me. You weren't supposed to see any of that. It's dangerous." "For who?" I asked. "For you. For me. For us." His silence was my answer. "This is why you've been distant," I said. "This is why you've been angry. Why you've been taking everything out on me. Why you humiliated me tonight." He shut his eyes. "I'm under pressure." "Pressure doesn't make you cheat," I snapped. "Pressure doesn't make you lie for months. Pressure doesn't make you call your wife useless." His eyes opened again, colder now. "You don't get it." "No," I said. "Why, oh, you don't get it. I know everything now, Daniel. About your affair. About your illegal deals. About all the lies." His expression shifted. Panic buried beneath anger. "You don't know how much trouble you've put yourself in," he said, voice cracking for the first time. "If anyone found out what you just saw." "Oh, don't worry," I cut him off sharply. "I already saved screenshots." I lied. But he believed it. His entire face drained of color. You saved them?" "I did," I said confidently, even though my stomach twisted. "On a cloud drive. On my email. Maybe even a USB. Who knows?" "You don't understand what you're doing." "Oh, I understand perfectly," I said. "You spent months making me feel small. Tonight you humiliated me in front of my family. And now? Now, I finally have something that puts the power in my hands." He stared at me like he didn't recognize me. "Good." Because I didn't recognize myself either. The Emily who cried quietly in bathrooms? Gone. The Emily who apologized for things she didn't do? Buried. The Emily who tolerated his cruelty? Dead. "What do you want?" Daniel asked suddenly. "Money? A divorce?" Silence. "Tell me." I blinked. Silence. "I can make this work," he said quickly. "I can protect you. I can fix things. Just tell me what it'll take to make you forget this." There it was. The final insult. He still thought he could buy my submission. "I don't want your money," I whispered. "I want the truth. That's the one thing you can't have." "Then you leave me no choice." His eyes widened. "Emily." "I'm done," I said. "Done being scared of you. Done being humiliated. Done pretending. If you won't tell me the truth, I'll go to someone who will." "Who?" he demanded. "Who would you even go to?" "Your boss," I said coldly. His entire body stiffened. Then I frowned. "What phone?" He pointed at my pocket, and my heart dropped. I had forgotten. His phone was still in my pocket from before. He lunged. I gasped and stumbled backward. The phone slipped out, hit the floor, and the screen lit up again. Another message from Lily. A message that made my breath catch in my throat. "Did you tell her yet? She deserves to know the truth." I stared at the screen, stunned, confused, terrified. "Tell me what?" I whispered. Daniel's face went pale, and then he said the words that shattered everything I thought I understood. "Emily, I wasn't cheating with Lily. She wasn't sending those messages to flirt. She's trying to warn you. She's trying to protect you. Because I'm not the only one lying in this marriage." My pulse stopped. "What are you talking about?" I breathed. He hesitated. Then he said, "The truth isn't about Lily. It's about YOU. Something YOU did." My entire world tilted. What did that mean? What was he implying? What did I do? My knees weakened. Slowly, Daniel leaned closer and whispered, Emily, Lily knows your secret, and she's coming here tonight. Chichi turning point. For a moment, everything around me disappeared. The walls, the air, even Daniel's voice. All I could hear was the pounding of my own heartbeat. Lily knows your secret. She's coming here tonight. My secret, I whispered. Daniel, what are you talking about? I don't have any secrets. He laughed, a bitter, exhausted sound. Emily, you really think you're innocent in all of this? My hands shook. What are you accusing me of? He didn't answer right away. He paced, ran both hands through his hair, and the sight terrified me more than any words he could have spoken. Because Daniel wasn't a man who panicked. He didn't lose control, not even when he was caught cheating, not even when I discovered his illegal dealings. But right now, he looked like a man cornered by something even bigger than his lies. Daniel, tell me what Lily meant, I demanded. He stopped pacing and turned to me slowly. She wasn't asking if I told you about the affair. She was asking if I told you about you. That makes no sense, I snapped. You're the one sneaking around. You're the one lying. You're the one. You think I'm the only one hiding something? He cut in. Emily, you're not who you think you are. A cold shiver crawled down my spine. What does that even mean? Before he could answer, we both froze at the sound. Ding! A car door closing. Outside. Daniel's eyes widened. She's here. What? My throat tightened. Lily? At our house. He grabbed my wrist, too tightly, and pulled me away from the office. We don't have time for you to freak out. Listen to me. Let go. I yanked my hand free. He pointed a trembling finger at me. If Lily tells you before I do. Before you do what? I shouted. Suddenly, headlights flashed across the living room window. A car was in our driveway. Daniel swore under his breath. Emily, promise me you'll stay calm. No. I want answers. No. But he was already moving toward the door. I followed, staying several feet behind him. My stomach felt twisted, tight, and uncertain. Questions swirled in my mind like a tornado. What secret? What had I supposedly done? Why would Lily know anything about me? Daniel opened the front door. There she was, Lily Hayes, the woman whose messages had set off this entire nightmare. She stood on our doorstep, shivering despite the warm night air. Her blonde hair was tied back messy, her eyes wide with fear, not guilt, not flirtation. Fear. Daniel, she whispered urgently, we need to talk now. Before, her eyes flicked to me. She froze. A silence pulsed between us, thick and suffocating. Her voice softened. Emily, you need to hear this too. I folded my arms. Good, because I'm done with riddles. Lily stepped inside cautiously, glancing over her shoulder as if she expected someone to be watching. Daniel shut the door behind her and locked it, fast. My nerves turned into full-blown panic. What is going on? Lily took a slow breath. Emily, we've never met properly, but I need you to know something, Daniel whispered. Lily, don't. But she continued anyway. You're in danger. My whole body went cold. Danger from who? You, Daniel? His boss. No, she said quietly. Danger from your past. I blinked. What past? My past is normal. I was a regular child, regular family, normal life. I'm not hiding anything. Lily and Daniel exchanged a look, haunted, heavy, filled with something like pity. I hated it. It made me feel small, helpless, stupid. Just tell me, I snapped. Tell me what I supposedly did. Lily took a step closer. Emily, you weren't born Emily Carter. I stared at her, confused. What does that mean? Daniel rubbed his forehead. Lily, no, she insisted. She has to know. I shook my head. I don't understand. I've been Emily my whole life. Lily's voice dropped to a near whisper. Your identity. It was changed. My heart skipped. What? You were adopted under unusual circumstances, Lily said. And your biological parents, they weren't who you think. My pulse raced. Nausea crept in. My legs felt shaky. My mom and dad told me everything, I said loudly. I wasn't adopted. I would know. Daniel's eyes lowered. Lily sighed. And suddenly, I wasn't so sure. Your adoptive parents never told you, Lily said, because they legally couldn't. I grabbed the edge of the table to keep from falling. Stop! Stop saying these things, Emily. Lily continued gently. Your biological father wasn't just anyone. He was involved in the kind of business Daniel's boss is involved in now. My breathing hitched. Illegal business. Dangerous business. Business tied to the very messages I found on Daniel's laptop. That doesn't make sense, I whispered. You're lying. This is insane. You have a birth record under another name, Lily said. And for years, someone has been looking for you. Everything inside me froze. Who? My voice cracked. She exchanged another look with Daniel before answering. A man named Victor Hale. The name meant nothing. At least. Not at first. Until Lily added the words that made my blood run cold. Victor Hale is the CEO Daniel works for. The room tilted. No, that can't be true. Daniel finally spoke. It's true, Emily. You're his daughter. My knees buckled, and I grabbed the nearest chair before I collapsed. You're lying, I choked out. Both of you. This is crazy. I'm not his daughter. I don't even. This doesn't. Lily stepped closer. I saw the documents myself. Victor has been searching for you since your mother disappeared with you as a baby. My voice came out small, strangled. My mother is alive. Emily, Lily whispered. The woman who raised you wasn't your birth mother. My heartbeat turned into thunder in my ears. This is why Daniel's been acting strange, Lily continued. Victor's been pressuring him, watching him, using him. Because Daniel married you, but never told Victor. Daniel's shoulders slumped. I was trying to protect you. You humiliated me at dinner. I snapped through tears. You yelled at me. You cheated with her. I wasn't cheating, he yelled. Lily was helping me. We've been trying to keep you away from Victor. To buy time. I shook my head violently. No. And no. Then Lily said softly, Emily, Victor Hale is coming for you. And he's not coming as a father. My breath vanished. He wants something from you, she added. Something you don't even know you have. I backed away, my entire body trembling. What does he want? Lily hesitated. Daniel swallowed hard. And when she finally spoke, her voice cracked. He wants the last thing your mother stole from him before she disappeared. My chest tightened. What did she steal? Silence. Then Lily whispered, You! For a moment, everything stopped. My vision blurred. My body felt weightless. Before Lily could say anything more, a sudden, violent pounding shook the front door. All three of us spun toward it. 3 knocks. Firm. Authoritative. Deadly. Lily's face drained of color. Daniel whispered, He found us. The knocks came again. Boom, boom, boom. Emily Carter. A deep voice called through the door. Open up. My heart nearly stopped. I know you're inside. Lily grabbed my arm and whispered, If you open that door, your life will never be the same again. Lily's grip on my arm tightened so hard it almost hurt. Daniel's eyes darted between me and the front door like a trapped animal. The pounding came again, slow, deliberate, like the person on the other side enjoyed the fear it created. Boom, boom, boom. Emily. The deep voice repeated, smoother this time. I know you're frightened, but I promise, you and I have unfinished business. My breath hitched. This can't be real. This can't be happening. Daniel backed away from the door, whispering under his breath. He wasn't supposed to find us this fast. You think he wouldn't track a simple phone ping? Lily hissed. He probably knows about the backup files too. I swallowed hard. What? What does he want from me? I'm not his daughter. I don't believe it. But deep down, something inside me had cracked. Something that made the truth feel frighteningly possible. The voice outside grew sharper. That door won't protect you, Emily. Either you open it, or I come in. Daniel moved in front of me protectively. We have to get her out of here. There's no time, Lily said. He's probably not alone. I felt dizzy. Why now? Why suddenly? Lily's eyes softened. Because you accessed Daniel's files. A digital alert went straight to Victor's network. He thinks you're ready to learn the truth. Daniel added. He thinks you'll join him willingly if he corners you. Join him? I whispered. Join him for what? Lily exchanged a grim look with Daniel. Then she said the words that made my blood turn to ice. Your birth mother disappeared with you because Victor wanted to use you as leverage. Your entire childhood. It was a getaway plan. I shook my head, tears pooling. No. My mother would have told me. Your adoptive mother tried, Lily said softly, but legally, she was forbidden. It was too much, too unreal, too horrifying. Suddenly, the front door handle shook violently, twisting, rattling. He's coming in, Daniel whispered. We need to move. Now. Lily grabbed my hand. Through the back door. But before we could take a single step, boom. The door burst inward, nearly flying off its hinges. I screamed. A tall man in a black suit stepped inside, flanked by two others. Cold eyes, sharp jaw, a presence so intimidating the air itself seemed to bend around him. Victor Hale, the man who claimed to be my father, the man who had just destroyed my front door, the man whose shadow stretched across the room like a threat. He looked at Daniel first. You had one job. One. And you failed spectacularly. Daniel swallowed, stepping in front of me. Victor. She doesn't know anything. Victor raised a finger. Daniel instantly fell silent. Then Victor's gaze landed on Lily. You, he said quietly. I warned you once not to get involved. I'm not afraid of you, Lily said, voice trembling but steady. He tilted his head. You should be. Finally, his eyes settled on me. I felt them like knives. Emily, he said, smiling faintly. Or should I say, Alara. The name hit me like a physical blow. Alara. Something in my chest tightened painfully, something distant, buried, almost familiar. No, I whispered. My name is Emily. It was changed, Victor said, stepping closer. By a woman desperate to keep you from me. But you can't run from blood. He stopped just inches away from me, looking into my eyes like he was studying his own reflection. You look like her, he murmured. Just like your mother. My stomach twisted. Stay away from me. But instead, he smiled. I've waited 28 years to bring you home. Daniel stepped between us. She's not going anywhere with you. Victor's smile disappeared. You no longer speak for her. Lily moved too, standing beside Daniel. Victor, leave her alone. This was never her fight. On the contrary, Victor said calmly, everything I've built, everything I've protected, belongs to her, to my daughter. I'm not your daughter, I snapped, stepping forward. I don't want anything from you. I don't want your money, or your empire, or your blood. I want my life back. Victor's expression froze, just for a moment, before he laughed softly. You're stronger than I expected, he said. Your mother would be proud. Where is she? I demanded. If I'm really your daughter, where is she? His eyes darkened. She ran, he said simply. And people who run from me rarely stay alive. Lily stiffened. You killed her. He didn't deny it. My entire body trembled. You're a monster. Victor didn't blink. I'm your father. No, I whispered. A father protects. A father loves. A father doesn't hunt his child down like property. A flicker of irritation crossed his face. Enough sentiment. He lifted his hand. One of his men stepped forward. Daniel pushed me behind him. You'll have to go through me. Victor sighed. If you insist. The man reached for Daniel, but before he could grab him, Lily stepped forward, pulled something from her jacket. A small black device. Victor's eyes widened. You idiot. She pressed a button. A piercing alarm filled the room, loud, shrill, disorienting. One of Victor's men dropped to his knees holding his ears. It's a personal tactical alarm. Lily shouted over the noise. The neighbors will hear it. The cameras will record everything. You won't get out clean. Victor snarled. Turn it off. But Lily held her ground. Let her go. All of us walk away, or you risk exposure. For the first time, Victor hesitated. A crack in his armor. He stepped back, breathing hard. Then he looked at me, really looked at me, with something that almost resembled pain. This isn't over, Alara. It is for me, I whispered. I'm done living in your shadow. His jaw clenched.